Last year, celebrity stylist Kat Wennerkamp Tapper and music festival producer Sam Tapper upgraded from a shoebox apartment in Brooklyn to a 3,000 square foot house in Los Angeles. Kevin Henderson money doesn't go very far in New York's housing market, and that has some folks packing their bags. U.S. Census records show that more than 1 million people have left the New York area for other parts of the country since 2010. Experts suspect they're driven, in part, by the promise of a cheaper cost of living elsewhere. $1 toward renting an apartment in New York can go twice as far in Pittsburgh, says Zillow senior economist Skylar Olson. But what exactly do ex-New Yorkers find when they arrive in their new homes? Four parties recount the shoebox apartments they recently left behind and share the bigger spreads they're enjoying. Plus, they detail exactly how their monthly costs have changed. From Prospect Heights to Los Angeles, Kat Wennerkamp Tapper and Sam Tapper housing costs the couple now spend $600 more each month, but increase their square footage by $2,300. The Tappers' old digs. Handout in early 2017, when Kat Wennerkamp Tapper moved into her future husband's Prospect Heights apartment, she was shocked. "I felt as if I had walked into a tiny toy house," says the celebrity stylist, 29. "I didn't understand that a bathroom could be that small." The apartment Sam Tapper, 38, called home was technically a one-bedroom, but the place was so petite that the duo moved their queen-sized mattress into the slightly larger living room. A 425-square-foot private terrace was the couple's saving grace. It was, by their estimate, nearly twice the size of the apartment, which ran $1,900 a month. After 9 months in the claustrophobic digs, they decided they weren't getting enough for their money. Their careers, hers is Hollywood-focused, while he's a creative director and producer of music festivals, could also thrive in Los Angeles. An escape from stifling housing prices didn't come in the neighborhoods where their friends were renting, like Silver Lake and Echo Park. They found a 3-bedroom house with a 2-car garage that charmed them in Inglewood, a southwest LA County city near the airport that's poised to welcome a new football stadium and entertainment complex in 2020. The Tappers are paying $2,500 in rent for a 3,000-square-foot home that, while pricier per month than their Brooklyn place, does on the wish list an extra bedroom that doubles as a styling studio for Wennerkamp Tapper, a guest bedroom, a spacious backyard and a garage for Tapper. "We wine and dine, and go out, and entertain and travel. It's nice to put that money into something other than rent," Wennerkamp Tapper says. "We really are getting the bang for our buck. We feel like we're building a home for a great price." From Bushwick to Denver, Lisa Rooney housing costs. She is saving $275 each month and gaining 666 square feet. Rooney paid $900 a month for a Brooklyn bedroom, left her share of her current place with her husband in Denver. Right costs her $625. Lisa Rooney, 28, left New York for love. She and her future husband, Jimmy Bracius, 35, were dating long distance between the city and Binghamton, NY. Neither wanted to settle where the other was living. The two outdoor enthusiasts set out looking for a new city that would bring them closer to nature and would also allow them to advance their careers. She is a video producer and jewelry maker. He is a landscape planner. Denver hit that sweet spot. Lisa Rooney relocated to Denver in 2016 to with her now husband Jimmy Bracius. Handout: Rooney left behind a 3-bedroom railroad-style apartment in Bushwick that she shared with 2 roommates for $2,700 a month. Her $900 slice of the rent pie got her the 580-square-foot apartment's biggest bedroom, whose 168 square feet was just large enough to fit a full-size bed, desk and dresser. Space was scarce. Rooney describes the kitchen as a long hallway that we also shoved a couch into. With the June 2016 move, her rent has been carved nearly in half. She and Bracius share a sunny 570-square-foot one-bedroom in Capitol Hill, a neighborhood where historic mansions sit next to Lori's apartment buildings. They pay $1,150 for the apartment, so $625 each, plus split an additional $100 for a 264-square-foot garage that Lisa uses as a creative studio. The apartment suits them better, but it isn't perfect, and Rooney also misses the culture of New York. There was always lots of back to Latin American dance happening in the streets of Bushwick, which was great, she says. She doesn't have that in Capitol Hill, but she does have the majestic Rocky Mountains. Adds Rooney, "That's still mind-blowing to me. From the financial district to Seattle, Heather and Mike Young housing cost the couple spends $1,100 more each month, but increased their square footage by 1,900. Heather and Mike Young went from a feedy one-bedroom left to a Seattle house with enough space for a music room right. Heather and Mike Young loved their financial district apartment because its central location between Brooklyn and northern Manhattan made it easy for friends to pay visits on the fly. The 800-square-foot pad had drawbacks. The kitchen was a tiny room separated from the living area, which made it hard to entertain. The couple, both 38D in the apartment from 2009 to 2013, when area's residential renaissance hadn't yet peaked. Not even Duane Reade was open past 7 p.m., Heather recalls. The apartment was compact, yet priced at $2,400 per month. Heather and Mike Young. The Youngs set their sights on Heather's hometown of Seattle after a 1-2 punch of Hurricane Sandy followed by Heather's unceremonious layoff. They decided on Pinehurst, a neighborhood north of the city, and purchased a 5-bedroom house for $595,000 in 2015, a gangbusters year for the Seattle market, Heather says. They put around $50,000 down, and now pay $3,500 a month. Even though their monthly costs are more expensive than in New York, the 2,700-square-foot house with a detached garage was a dang steal. There's enough space for Heather, an editor, and Mike, a creative director, to have their own offices plus an entirely separate music room. Since then, the market has only gotten hotter. Housing prices in Seattle have appreciated in the double digits since they bought, says Olson of Zillow. Despite the gain, selling isn't in the cards for the Youngs just yet. The house's open floor plan allows them to host parties with ease, and its ample garden has helped Mike cultivate a green thumb. The one grievance about the life in Seattle. Nobody drops by, says Heather, citing Seattle's far less extensive public transportation network. It's a very calculated hangout experience. In that way, it's no New York. From Bushwick to Pittsburgh, Justin D'Onofrio housing costs he is saving $850 a month and gaining at least 40 square feet. User experience producer Justin D'Onofrio left his native New York, his Bushwick apartment for Pittsburgh, where he'll save on rent in an Airbnb, right, and maybe even afford to buy. Brittany Saville at age 37, native New Yorker Justin D'Onofrio was tired of the grind. Commute from his apartment in Bushwick to his job as a user experience producer in Tribeca had become increasingly muddled by subway failures. Some days it took him an hour and a half each way. Justin D'Onofrio D in a 390-square-foot rent-stabilized railroad-style apartment on the ground floor of a Bushwick building that cost him $1,850 a month. The apartment had its merits. For one, a roomy kitchen, though its size hijacked square footage from the bedrooms, but its proximity to a heavily trafficked bus route meant so it settled over everything. Dreaming of homeownership and a life outside of work, D'Onofrio decided to try Pittsburgh, where he already had a network of friends. A job soon followed. He moved to the city in mid-December, and settled in a 430-square-foot Airbnb in the residential neighborhood of Carrick that he's renting for $1,000 a month. The apartment is comparable in size to his Bushwick place, though with a less awkward layout. D'Onofrio estimates that once he's ready to sign a lease, he'll pay between $500 and $700 a month for a similar apartment. Pittsburgh has been good to him. His commute has been reduced to 20 minutes by bus in each direction, and it's normal for him to clock out at 5 p.m. The improved work-life balance has him flush with time, and the area's more attainable real estate puts him closer than ever to owning. Adds D'Onofrio. So far, it's been thumbs up all around.